Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, we talk about all things fandom on this channel and we talk about them in a positive way. If that's something that appeals to you, you know you've come to the right place. We're so happy to have you here. And today we have to talk about the new Blade movie that may never come out. Now there is new hope that it could come out, and it's coming from a very unusual place. So let's jump right into it. Okay, everybody, so we have to talk a little bit about Blade. You know, that movie that is supposed to be coming out that's never actually going to come out? Yeah, that movie. We have to talk about that because there has been some new hope for that movie coming out. That's right. After all of the things that have happened with directors and writers and producers, everything under the sun, there's been so much drama on this movie that we haven't been able to keep track of it all. It's all been behind the scenes with Mahershala Ali apparently not liking the script, with writers leaving, directors leaving. Everybody seems to just leave this movie. They seem not to like where it's going, not to like anything about it, and then they leave and we're back to square one. Now, that's kind of the thing. This movie may never actually see the light of day. However, some hope has come to us from a very unusual place, and that is David S.Goyer, who wrote the original Blade trilogy and also worked on the Dark Knight franchise as well. He has apparently been saying that he wants to possibly do this movie. He wants to help write it. That is a good thing. So the article is from Screen Rant, but the article we're going to be addressing is Game Rant. So I'm going to try to break down that article and let you know what I think. And the article says, David S.Goyer, the writer of the Wesley Snipes Blade trilogy, spoke with Screen Rant about the reboot. He was asked whether he would work on the project should Marvel Feige president ask him to do so. Goyer, who is already familiar with the Blade vampire hunter's story after writing Wesley Snipes' original trilogy, even directing Blade Trinity in 2004, admitted that he was open to return to the Marvel Universe. I've always loved the character and I love him. He said in response to that question. The writer and filmmaker even admitted he was wondering why it was taking so long for the reboot to be released. He explained, I've been sitting on the sidelines wondering what in the world is going on. Why is it taking so long? Because I'm a huge Marvel fan myself, and I've just been totally puzzled. Feige announced the Blade reboot in 2019 at San Diego Comic-Con with Mahershala Ali taking on the character. Ali was present at the event wearing a Blade baseball cap. However, 6 years later, there has been no solid update about this reboot. After removing it from the Marvel Studios release calendar in 2025, an insider claimed it was already canceled, but that Marvel still wanted Ali to take on the role in some form, meaning he could appear as Blade in another MCU project, but not a solo movie. The cancellation rumors intensified after one of the Blade stars shared a disappointing update about the film. Delroy Lindo shared some details about his character in the anticipated MCU movie, saying it was really exciting. However, they didn't give concrete details about the project's progress other than saying that it went off the rails. And here's the thing, Marvel hasn't officially announced the cancellation of Blade. The article goes on to say that it is suggested it might still be in the works, but just not a priority. Several sources claimed it was already canceled quietly, but Marvel Studios still wanted to keep him around and have him play the Daywalker in other films. Ali is very much attached to the fan favorite character, with Goyer showing interest in the project that could eventually see the light of day. There are these rumors, it goes on to tell us, that Ali has been picky with the script, which is among the reasons for the delay. Goyer is already familiar with the Blade universe, so he could deliver a screenplay that Ali and Feige would likely approve. Also, Goyer is a beloved name in superhero film, having worked not just on the Blade trilogy, but also on Christopher Nolan's Dark Knight trilogy as well. When Snipes reprised his role in Deadpool and Wolverine, it created so much hype that Marvel simply has to find a way to bring the vampire hunter back onto the big screen. Hopefully, Ali will finally get his film sometime soon. Alright, so that's what the article said. And I have to say, this wasn't the video I thought I was going to put out today. I had an entirely different video in mind and kind of had to do this one at the very last second because this news is that exciting. And I really wanted to talk to you guys about this because this is a director who has had success in both the DC universe movies, and he's also had success writing for not just Marvel, but more specifically the original Blade trilogy of movies. And that is something that is just so cool because if you put that together, this is the guy who made those a success, and those movies were pretty successful. Sure, there were some people who said possibly that they didn't like Blade Trinity, but for every person who didn't like the third movie, there was a lot of people that really did. And all of the movies were great, fun, and they showcased that you could make a comic book movie. Without Blade, there would be no MCU. So this guy, this writer, essentially started the MCU as we know it today. If not for him doing Blade, we wouldn't have the MCU. And that's something I think is really cool because this is a good sign. Someone who loves the character enough, wants to come back, wants to help write it, wants to get it out there. And if he can do a script that's good enough for Mahershala Ali and good enough for Kevin Feige, then we've got something going on here. I think it could prove to be a really awesome thing, and I think it could work. I'm definitely excited about the possibility of him doing this, and I really hope that Kevin Feige is listening to him when he's saying this, because this guy essentially has had success on both sides, Marvel and DC, and started the MCU as we know it. You cannot stress that enough. So he is very familiar with the Blade character. And not just that, he's familiar with him so much that he made a successful movie at a time when comic book movies were not a thing. But that, my friends, is where I'm going to leave it off to you guys. I want to know what you guys are thinking. Are you excited about the possibility that he wants to come and help make this movie, that David S.Goyer wants to be a part of this? Or do you think it's just time for the Blade franchise to die once and for all? Do you think it's not even worth it now because it's been so long? As always, we want to know what you guys think. Make sure you're leaving us that comment in the comment box below, letting us know what you think. Don't forget to share this video with all of your friends. They're going to want to be a part of this crazy conversation. Then don't forget to hit that like button. It's free, it helps the channel, and we really appreciate it. Miko says we need more subscribers, and look at this adorable face. You don't want to disappoint Miko. So go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and while you're down there, there's that notification bell that's not too far away from that. Go ahead and hit that notification bell as well so you don't miss a single video we do. Then friends, at the end of the day, I know it, you know it, and Miko knows it. Fandom is family.